Hello friends, welcome to my channel. Today is the day 38 for our PCNSA series. So in my previous video, I have covered about VPN basics as well as what are the terms that is included for VPN to understand further. I have explained about hashing, I have explained about encryption and all those things. If you have not watched, I highly recommend you to go and watch that. I will link them into the I button. In this video, we are going to go further and we'll try to understand how VPN builds the tunnel. What are the components that is required? What is phase 1? What is IKE? What is ISACAM? Basically, the meaning of all these terms are same, but they will be using in a different places. So we are going to understand those as well, right? Now why phase 2 is needed and what exactly it is, we are going to understand in this particular video. So I'll highly recommend you to please watch this video till the end, because this will be a real world things. You're going to learn so many things from this particular video. So please watch till then, and also I'll request you to please subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon so that you never miss any video from me. So without any further delay, let's get started. So friends, now we'll understand how VPN builds the tunnel. Now to build a tunnel, we'll go through some kind of negotiation. Now that particular negotiation will be divided into two particular parts. One part called as phase 1, which is exactly for key exchange, okay, and phase 2 is specifically for the data. So let's say for an example, if I am the user and I'm sending a traffic to destination, and there we have site-to-site VPN established, so I am initiating a ping traffic. So the ping is my data, right? So in the first negotiation, the key will be exchanged and they build a tunnel, and after that they will actually encrypt the data in the phase 2 and then send the data through that particular tunnel. The phase 1 can be negotiated in two modes. One is called main mode, another is called as aggressive mode, right? So in main mode, we will have total 6 messages, and in aggressive we have 3 messages. This is basically a clear text, like whatever message that gets exchanged during the VPN phase 1 negotiation. When you do a packet capture, you will be able to see. But in main mode, first 4 message, 1 to 4 messages will be clear text, but 5th and 6th message will be encrypted. I can show you during the configuration or during the packet capture. I will show you guys. Okay. For phase 2 is specifically for the data, how data should be encrypted, how data should be authenticated. We are going to see that. Okay. Now let's understand how phase 1 is. What are the messages that goes in phase 1? We are going to understand that. Okay. So friends, now we'll understand in phase 1 or IKE or ISACAM how the negotiation will happen. With the help of this particular image, we'll try to understand more about it. Okay. Now let's take an example of one gateway and we have another gateway. So let's say this is site 1 gateway and this is site 2 gateway. So in VPN, we take a term as initiator and we have a responder, right? I'm talking about the main mode. I'm not talking about aggressive mode right now. Okay. As in industries as well, mostly main mode will be used, not aggressive mode. Okay. Now the first message, as you can see, it will be sent from initiator to responder. Okay. The first message will be the encryption algorithm what it supports, okay, and the policy what you create. In that policy, what are the encryption algorithm that you select, every encryption algorithm will be sent. Same way for hashing, same way for authentication and DH as well. So all these informations will be going to the responder, and responder whatever the encryption or algorithms are basically configured, they chooses it and accepts it. And if that is not there, meaning that those algorithms are not there in the policy, it simply rejects the traffic, or it says no matching policy, right? So this particular message you will be able to see in the Wireshark capture because those are unencrypted. Okay, and after that we have something called as public key here and there, because the DH will be exchanged over here, and DH means that it generates a private key and a public key, right? Both the sides. So private key and public key. Okay, now once they exchange their own public key, so let's say this is initiator public private key and responders public key. Let's say this is responder public key and initiator private key. They'll go for a calculation and they will get same number, whatever that I'm writing here, they have got the same key. Now with the use of that particular key, they are going to encrypt, okay, the certificate or the pre-shared key what you define. So because basically the authentication is a way to verify to which device that you are building the VPN. If you are building the VPN to the right device, there should be an identity. So either we can use pre-shared key, like I'll be putting a password like test as a password, and the same password I have to configure here as well. Okay, if I have a certificate, I can have a certificate to verify some of the parameters. Same way I have to have a certificate over there. Okay, now basically to verify whether the key has been properly configured, like the key what is the test is there, and same way here the test is there. So to verify each other whether both the sides the test is configured or not, this key will be used to encrypt the traffic and sends the traffic to from initiator to responder or from responder to initiator to check whether the keys are same or not, and that will be actually encrypted. Okay, now I will be talking about NAT-T and NAT-D DPDs later, not right now, once we cover the NAT-T part. Okay, so the phase 1 is specifically for key exchange, verifying each other that they are using the same key, they have same IP address. Basically they will authenticate or identify themselves each other by sending some of the messages or some of the algorithms, build a tunnel, and after that they move to phase 2, right? So friends, let's understand why do we need phase 2 and how exactly it negotiates. Now phase 2 is specifically for data. As we have seen in phase 1, it is only for the key exchange or verifying themselves that they are connecting to the right device with the right identity. Okay, because they will have same type of policy, they will have same kind of keys, so they'll establish in that particular way. Now, as I have hidden one important information, that in phase 1 with DH calculation, it actually retrieved 3 keys. Okay, so one of the key will be used in phase 1. Okay, and in phase 2 one of the key will be used here. Okay, to encrypt the traffic or decrypt the traffic. Now in the first message, the encryption, hashing, authentication, DH will be negotiated. Now DH is optional, DH is not mandatory. So at least encryption, hashing and authentication will be there. You have to choose those policies. Okay. Now once you choose that particular policy, that will get negotiated. Why it is getting negotiated? Because how do you encrypt your data? What algorithm that you are going to use to encrypt your data? Okay. Now for that reason the negotiation will be happening, and this key which has been generated in phase 1, which will be used to that key will be used to encrypt the data actually in the third message itself. Okay, so the phase 1 is for key, phase 2 is for data. Okay, now if you want, you can enable DH in this as well. Okay, now why do you want it? Let's say phase 1 key is basically get compromised somehow. So in that case, again you will generate a new key in phase 2, and in the first message the public key will be going here and there, and then they will generate a new key, and that key will be used to encrypt, decrypt or whatever that VPN needs it for that particular key, it uses it. Okay, now DH will be optional over here. Let's see, because if you want to secure or maybe if you want to have an extra layer of security in phase 2, you will be turning on DH. Okay, now that is called as PFS as well, perfect forward secrecy. Okay, if you are enabling this, meaning that the DH will be happening. In some of the places or some of the devices you will be seeing PFS. Okay, so this is how it works. Now you must be thinking, what about third key, why it will be used? Now the third key, if we are using the phase 1 keys, in that case the third key will be used for rekey. Now what is the reason of rekey? Okay, so let's say this is a source and this is a destination. Okay, now I'm sending a traffic, I'm using some key and some algorithms to encrypt the traffic. I'm sending the data from source to destination. Now to break this algorithm or to crack this algorithm, there are certain time that we need to break into this particularly, or to get to know about the key. Okay, now every algorithm has some time. Okay, it's not that key it cannot, or it is not, or it's not breakable, it's breakable basically. Okay, so for that reason the rekey is very much important, because a new key will get derived if they are cracking that particular password. By the time they crack the password or crack the key, there will be a new key gets generated. So in this particular process they will never get to know about the new key as well, and it will not be, and it is a continuous process guys, and it will be rekeying. You have to have a time like maybe 8 hours, 24 hours or something like that, whatever that you need to do, or whatever the time that you need to configure, you can configure that. Okay, and as well as we have something called as lifetime for phase 2 as well, like, and during the rekey time as well there will be no impact for the user, so don't think about the impact will be there. No, it is not. Okay, so this is what I wanted to cover in this video guys, because VPN is a very large topic. I'm just chunking into multiple parts. So thank you so much for watching till the end. If you have any suggestion for my video, you can put down on the comments, or you can send me an email, or you can chat me through Instagram message or Facebook message. Thank you so much for joining, and I will see you in the next. Thank you so much for watching till the end. Thank you.